Hello, Professor. So before I start talking about pop art, let's take a look at the history of pop art. What makes this pop art become part of the art movement? Pop art is an art that started its movement in post-war Britain and American, which emerged around 1950 and started to grow in 1960. This art is inspired from popular culture, acquiring consumer goods which respond in advertising some sort of past communication platform such as movie, television, newspapers, and magazine, and also used to interpret commercial products. Pop art became popular and became one of the leading art movements in the histories of art. Once pop art started to appear and reach its peaks in 1960, it had an effect on how people traditionally view what art should be. Many young artists reflect back toward what they have learned at art schools or even the art they saw in the museum has nothing to do with their life or what's around them. Next, let's talk about the artists who were famous and iconic for pop art. First, Andy Warhol, whose subject ideas take inspiration from mass culture imagery such as advertisement, newspaper, comic strips, television, and celebrity. He used those ordinary images and derived them to become interesting by using his art. One of his famous art series were Campbell Soup cans and Coca-Cola, which he painted repeatedly of each type of those cans and bottles, which he tried to present the mass productions of contemporary American culture. In fact, Warhol himself claimed that the reason why he painted Campbell soups was because he usually has it for lunch. With his ideas of making art with a mass product, this will help strengthen the economic structure because this type of art will create through business practice and commercial reproduction techniques. By that, the relationship between art and business started to happen in the 60s. On the other hand, talking about Roy Lichtenstein, who was also the leading pop art artist, his inspirations of pop art stand behind the ideas of creating art with instant meaning, and he had an idea of creating those subjects to comic strip and the dot style of painting because it is easy to recognize. With his ideas of art, he transformed fine art into image such as comic book, advertisement into a painting which still exists today. The pop art movement was important because it changes the perspective of artists on the materials of what art is. Art from the past seemed to inspire by natures and religions, while pop art involved what's around us and our daily life from TV, movie, and advertising commercial. This movement created a connection between the image of ordinary people, imaginations from their everyday life into the fine art. Pop art still hugely participates through the time period and social change, and we still see it in everyday life. This art gives us a feeling of enjoyment and it entertains us in some way. And since this art showcases what happens and what's around us in the society and culture, so I personally think that the meanings tend to be more approachable than any art movement, which require a deeper understanding and analyze to understand the art and the importance of it. In some way, I believe that pop art is more interesting and people can be more engaged with this type of art in this modern life. It is easy to understand as well as some people can relate themselves to the art itself. But if you are looking at the art or the other painting, might need more attention and try harder to learn and understand those pieces of art. Hence, I disagree with Robert Hughes, who said that pop art won't finish art. But I think pop art is what influences people to engage and get more interested in art in terms of art providing them joy, entertainment, and appreciation in the value of art. That is all about my video presentation and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.